Hello, beautiful people. Here I am again today, your regular hostess, Fumilayo Azora Ekize. And as usual, our business is children's business. Today, I'll be sharing with you on another interesting topic. And please remember that these are my views. These are my views based on my experience and what I have learned as an individual. So, what am I going to be sharing with you today? I'm going to be sharing with you on the topic, listening to your child. How well do we listen to children when we are in their midst? How accurate is the information we get from our conversations with children? When we ask children questions, we require answers. But do we actually listen to them when they are responding to our questions? So I've been thinking about this for a while because I discovered that even when parents or adults are around children, certain things still go wrong. And on investigating on such incidents, we find out that that child may have one way or the other tried to convey a vital information to us as adults. So sometimes we think we are listening. We are actually not what listening. Listening is a skill that one has to develop because in listening, the expectation is that you receive information from the speaker. So you have a speaker and then you have who? A listener. The listener has the responsibility to hear and receive accurate information. Now, do we get the drift now? So, will you say you are a good listener? Will you say you're a good listening parent? Will you say you're an active listener? How will you tell if you're a good listener? Now, number one, when you're having a conversation with your child or any child whatsoever, it could be a pupil in the class, it could be in the Sunday school, it could even be during your Islamia, that's what we call it here in Nigeria, your Islamic classes, any learning environment that it may be. When you're having a conversation with a child, are you fully present? Bodily, you may be there, but are your sense organs active? Yes, I know listening has to do with the ears, but it takes more than the ears to get the proper information that you require. Remember, when a child is talking or a person is speaking to you, the person is not only using verbal communication, as in speaking to you verbally. Sometimes what the speaker may be saying will be different from the body movement. That is what we call non-verbal communication. So as a parent or as an educator, it takes more than what? The ears. Your other sense organs have to be what? In tune. Your eyes must be what? Watching the movements. I got you there, right? It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. So when you're talking with your child, especially when the child has something very important to tell you, you will see the urgency in the child. My dear, that is the time to give your what? Your full attention. When I'm talking about full attention this time around, this is the time you drop whatever you're doing and pay attention. As in, pay attention. You know, when soldiers are at ease, you know what it means. Attention. Yeah, that's how it has to be. Because you can't tell. Do I need to remind you that we are living in a very terrible times? So the child may have one or two things to tell you. Please drop your words, your phone aside. That is not the time to pick a call or to say you are multitasking. You're chatting with a friend and then you say you're listening to the child. What happens next? You find yourself explaining to the child at the end of the conversation, I thought you said Miss Rose was the one that punished you. Meanwhile, that was not what the child said. So you get it now. So you have to what? Pay attention. Listening is very important. The benefits of listening cannot be what? Overemphasized. So we must make sure that we pay attention. Like I said, you watch the child's movements. See beyond the words that the child is what? Offering in that conversation. Another way you can tell that you're actually listening to a child is when you're able to repeat what the child is saying. There are some key words that the child will keep saying, repeating. Please, as the listener in this situation, repeat after the child once in a while. Oh, you said while you were outside observing your break, something like that, and the child will say yes. Or the child will confirm and say yes, no, or say no, it wasn't like that. So let the child know that you are also interested in what he or she is saying to you. You know what happens when you're a good listener? The child will know that you're a good listener, and that will keep the child coming to you. Amongst the thousands, amongst the hundreds, the child will feel so comfortable to tell you everything that needs to be told to what? A parent or a teacher. As a good listener, you're able to understand what the child is saying to you. And the child definitely knows those who listen to them when they are talking to them. So, as a parent, as a teacher, the more you listen to these children, the more they will come to you when there is a vital information to give to you. And even when you're trying to resolve a problem and you send for these children or you ask them what they know, they will not hold anything back from you because you have proven to them that you are a friend to be trusted. So listening helps to do what? Resolve problems. No wonder they say the greatest skill a counselor can have is what? The skill of what? Listening. And do I need to remind you that as a parent or as a teacher that you are what? A counselor. So please, let's ensure that we reactivate, develop our listening skills. Just as listening can help us to solve problems, they can also do what? Create problems. How? If you are not listening well, you may end up misinterpreting what the child is saying, thereby creating more problems for you. I bet you don't want problems in your hands. There are enough problems on ground. So let's ensure that we listen attentively by giving our full attention, watching out the body language, being able to avoid distraction, and to a great extent, avoid interrupting during the conversation. And like always, I will let you know some of the benefits of listening as I round up. Of course, it helps to boost a healthy relationship between the parent and the child, between the teacher and the learner. More so, it gives the child confidence. The child knows that there's somebody who listens to them when they have to hold a conversation or relay an important information or when they are hurting. The gains, like I said earlier on, are numerous. Why don't we learn to listen actively when children talk to us? And I'll say this again. Out of their nonsense, there is some sense in it. It's time for me to take my leave. I wouldn't want to go, but I'm rest assured that I've been able to share some worthwhile thoughts with you on how well to listen to your children. Join me another time. And please, before I leave, kindly subscribe if you're yet to subscribe and share with your family and friends. I'll be looking forward to your feedback. God bless you. Remain positive and be inspired. My name is Fumilayo Azoro Ekize, and this is powered by Tender Thoughts Connects. Be inspired.